On Valentine's Day in 2013, the world woke up to a shocking headline. Oscar Pistorius, the celebrated world-famous Blade Runner, had shot and killed his girlfriend, Reeva Steenkamp. For months, the story dominated global news, turning a private tragedy into a public spectacle. The trial that followed was a media circus, a legal drama that played out in real life. But beneath the headlines and the courtroom theatrics, there was a young woman with a future full of promise. This isn't just the story of a trial, it's the story of Reeva. Reeva Rebecca Steenkamp was so much more than the headlines made her out to be. She was a daughter, a friend, a law graduate, and a model on the brink of her biggest dreams. Born in Cape Town in 1983, Reeva was known for her warmth and ambition. She earned a law degree from Nelson Mandela Metropolitan University and planned to become a legal advocate. At the same time, her career as a model and reality TV star was taking off. To the world, she was a glamorous figure, but to those who knew her, she was a supportive, kind-hearted person who lit up every room she walked into. Her family and friends remember her as someone with a bright future ahead of her, a future that was taken away far too soon. After her death, her family channeled their grief into action, creating the Reeva Steenkamp Foundation to help fight against gender-based violence. Her legacy, which was cut short, now lives on through their work. Reeva and Oscar had been dating for about 3 months. Their relationship from the outside seemed affectionate and normal, filled with typical messages and shared photos. But later during the trial, a few messages were revealed that painted a different, more complicated picture. In one of the messages, Reeva told Oscar, quote, "I'm scared of you sometimes," unquote. In the early hours of Valentine's Day, everything changed. Oscar fired 4 shots through the locked toilet door of his Pretoria home. 4 shots that struck Reeva. Oscar's story was that he believed she was an intruder, a story his defense would cling to throughout the legal proceedings. But the prosecution argued something far more sinister, that the two had been in a heated argument and he had intentionally killed her. The shots, the screams, and the timing of the events would become the center of a long and contentious trial. The legal process was a journey of twists and turns. In September 2014, after a lengthy trial, Judge Thokozile Masipa found Pistorius not guilty of murder, but instead guilty of culpable homicide, or what we know as manslaughter. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison. But the story didn't end there. In December 2015, the Supreme Court of Appeal overturned that verdict. They found him guilty of murder under the principle of dolus eventualis, meaning he should have foreseen that firing 4 rounds through a closed door into a small space would likely lead to someone's death. Then came the resentencing in July 2016. Judge Masipa handed down a 6-year sentence for murder, which was far below South Africa's 15-year minimum. This decision was met with widespread public outrage. The case went back to the Supreme Court of Appeal one more time, and in November 2017, they finally increased his sentence to 13 years and 5 months, which, when combined with time already served, effectively amounted to the standard 15-year term. The case of Reeva Steenkamp became a lightning rod for a much bigger conversation. It sparked global debate on gender-based violence, the right to self-defense with a firearm, and the deeply rooted issue of violence against women in South Africa. And while the world was focused on the athlete, the star, and the courtroom drama, Reeva's family fought to make sure her voice wasn't lost. They worked to ensure that her life and her story would be used to help others. On the 5th of January 2024, after a previous failed attempt, Oscar was released on parole. He will remain under strict supervision until his sentence officially expires in 2029. But the final chapter for Reeva Steenkamp isn't about her killer. It's about her legacy. Her family's foundation continues to fight for justice, and her story remains a powerful, poignant reminder that no one, regardless of their public profile or perceived status, is safe from intimate partner violence. It reminds us that we all have a role to play in protecting the people around us and in holding those who commit violence accountable. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. And if this video resonated with you, hit that like button, share it with someone, and make sure you subscribe if you haven't already. Let's keep this conversation going in the comments below.